It's chili, so it's time to make some chili. Woman chili recipe. So I watched the Pioneer Woman and she makes her shit really fattening, so I already know it's going to be good. So this Sunday is a big day. The big game is Benito Bowl. Very excited about the Benito Bowl. I was going back and forth if I was going to go to Puerto Rico. I bought the tickets. I got my rental car. I got tickets to was it T-Mobile Center? Because I didn't know where the hell they were going to play the game. But by the way, the T-Mobile Center was like $150. Is all you can eat, all you can drink. It's like a buffet, I guess. And all you can drink, which I'm not drinking anyway. I'm drinking ginger beer. But $150 and it has like a big screen. The idea was to be around people who really appreciate Benito. And so I figured hopefully the T-Mobile Center would be the best place. So I'm gonna get this stuff. I had a stuff at Wally World. I really don't like Walmart too much. I don't know. It's not actually Walmart that I don't like. It's the interactions that I've had there have been really negative. Like, I don't know, like low vibrational people. I go in, I have my headphones in. I don't pay attention to anything. I just go and get what I absolutely need. Actually, I have to show you these lashes that I got. They truly last. It says 5 days. It's probably longer than that. And you don't need any glue. You just put them in there. Boop, that's it. And they stay there. I went to the gym in them. I haven't gone in the sauna. And it's kind of chilly out. So it's not like they're melting off. But hey, they beat going to the eyelash place and laying there for hours. Oh, Lord, I'm burning stuff already. And cook it until it's beautifully brown. But you know what? The number one thing you got to do first is wash your hands. So my girl at work, I was going back and forth. The government shut down. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I don't need any mad TSA people. So that I went so far where I was like, told my mom, I was like, I'm not going. To my friends, I'm not going. And today I woke up and I'm going. You know why too? I tried to cancel my flight 2 times and it wouldn't let me cancel it. It was like error. And I was like, you know what? I'll just try to do it tomorrow. I'll just try to do it tomorrow or when I get home on the Wi-Fi. And then today I woke up and said, no, you're going. Like, this is the whole reason I'm going is because it's not only that I just want a trip to Puerto Rico. It is because I want to be around the energy of people enjoying Benito. And then I got this really cute spot because I love mommy, but I'm going there for the beach. I'm going there to relax. She lives in real Puerto Rico, okay? So we got the gallinas, we got possibly crackheads outside the door yelling. We got dogs barking for sure. But it has a lot of love and character. But I want the beach. I want to wake up and have the beach right there. So I got a spot Luquillo. So I'm excited. I actually found the little motel, which I'm going to link. I found the hotel on YouTube. The lady was like talking about, because I have to find a beach that I can actually get in the water. If you've never been to Puerto Rico, yes, the beaches are beautiful. The waves are going, but if you go into the wrong beach, it will suck your ass out. I want to go somewhere. I love snorkeling. But my plan is to fly in on Sunday, see mommy, then hang out a little bit, then go, do the Super Bowl. I don't even care about Super Bowl. I just want to watch the halftime show. Once the halftime show's done, if I'm not feeling it, I'm out. I'm going right to the hotel because I want to wake up bright and early to a beautiful beach with a beautiful sky. Hopefully it doesn't rain. And yeah, that's my plan. I'm bringing books because all I want to do literally is just lay there and read my books. I just want to soak up the sun. I don't want to go anywhere. The place I'm staying, they have like restaurants, they have a bar there. I don't have to go anywhere. I'm planning on laying there, sitting in my chair all day. I'll probably go live for a little bit and just relax and read. That's going to be my life. It's going to be boring to some of y'all, but it's paradise to me. Yeah, that's one thing about vacations, I've been to Puerto Rico before and I've done the yunque, I've done the trails, but I just want to relax, I just want to just put my feet on the ground and just ground myself. A couple of topics came up today when I was thinking about what to write about. And one of them was, how does it feel to be a nurse right now? In my opinion, how do I feel being a nurse? So I will say that I still love being a nurse, but I feel like the universe, I don't know, somebody, the government, I don't know. Somebody is trying to make us look like assholes, like we don't care. That's in every profession, Not everybody is perfect. Police officers, teachers, nurses, we're not all perfect. We're human beings. There's no the people in the government, but we don't represent the whole body. But anyways, I feel like, and this is just because from what I've experienced, there's a lot of tension going on right now. I've had patients who are I am too. I am scared. And that's one reason I wanted to cancel the trip. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let my fear stop me. I want to live my life. So I feel like there's a lot of tension in nursing right now. We have the strikes in California and New York. And I feel like the New York hospitals don't give a fuck. They're like, whatever, we'll just wait it out. You guys can go find another job. They don't care. Because in the end, if they're not losing money, if they have those scab nurses, they're not going to care. They're going to say, you know what? They're going to learn their lesson. You think they care? No, they don't care. Feel bad for the patients, but so many patients come in stressed out. It's hard, without breaking HIPAA. To me, you can vote who you want to vote for. You can believe in who you want to believe in. That's up to you. That is what's so beautiful about being in America is you can think whatever you want to think. You can say whatever you want to say, but I could feel it. I could feel them. A family member was like, where are you from? You don't sound like you're from here. And I was like, I actually was born in this hospital, but I'm not going to I am not going to play along. That's them. In the end, I have to be a kind person, not only because I'm working, but because that's just the way I am. I had a doctor the other day saying, Ruthie, you need to stop being so nice to that patient. And I'm like, well, that's just the way it is. That's the way I am. I'm not going to change the way I am as far as the kindness because, bro, this reminds me. So they have opportunities where at my job where you can go on team meetings, and they had where I have to tell you where the higher ups, the big wigs. I didn't know this lady. I think she might be new, but I could tell you that I loved her. I loved her story, but she's in management, higher ups, vice president or something. But she said something. She was like, I do everything happy. She's like, it's just easier that way. Why am I going to come to work? Why am I going to do something, anything, I don't know, in a bad mood? It's so much easier if you do it happy. And I was like, damn, she's right. Today I was sitting in traffic, like always, but I was jamming. I was enjoying the music. I was enjoying the beautiful cool weather. The windows were down. My hair was big. I was like, man, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for the trunk full of food that I have, and I was so happy. But I could have sat there and be like, oh, this traffic, it's taking too long. I need to get home, but no, I didn't. And it made me smile when I thought about that leader saying that. So last week there was an email sent and it said, anybody that wants to come in, bedside nurses, PCs, anybody who wants to come in, and we're going to talk about, you just bring your idea. What are things that we can work on? I reached out to my manager and I'm like, what's this about? They really didn't know. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do it. Right. So I get there and it's me and another girl. I get there a half an hour early and we start talking and we're like, what is this about? And then she's like, I don't know. So other people started coming and we asked them what's this about? And they're like, oh, it's about Epic. I'm like, did they just bait and switch my ass? They said, we're going to talk about this and we're not doing that. So finally the person that was leading this meeting comes in. So she comes in and she's setting up and I'm just like, if this is about Epic, I'm going to give it 5 minutes and be like, I got to go because this is not what I signed up for. Right? I asked what is this about? She's like, oh, we're going to get into that. Okay. So I'm like, all right. So she starts talking and she's saying, she starts talking about all these programs that they have as far as computer programs. I'm like, oh, great. This shit's going to be about Epic for real. But then she started talking about, thinking outside the box. What are some things that, the facility can be programs that we can use to help make your job easier. So it was great. She passed out some Post-it notes to everybody, a whole Post-it note thing. And she said, we're going to take about 10 minutes. And you guys are going to write down everything that any idea, anything, it could be big or small, that you want to, present. So, right away I had several. I had so many sticky notes and sauteed onions. Next, There's about 12 people there, and I have like full sticky notes, like all these sticky notes, and you're supposed to write one idea on each sticky note. So she's like, okay, who wants to go first? Of course, I'm like, I do. Talk about how we need more monies. But let me tell you what I said. It wasn't just that we just needed money. We have had 2 nurses that have accepted positions, right? They come, and then as soon as they get their offer letter, like they go to the interview, they get their offer letter, they're like, oh, no. They go somewhere else because the other place offers more per hour. Now, our insurance is amazing. And I'm not going to tell y'all where I work. All you need to know is I'm a Florida nurse, a real Florida nurse with a real license. So one of the staff members are like, yeah, the insurance is really good. I had my baby here and it only cost me $250, the copay or whatever. And I was like, that's awesome. But what I explained was when you are, well, I said, at least with me, I don't want to say every person, but when I was like in my 20s, I didn't care about insurance. I didn't care about 403Bs or 401Ks because I didn't really know about it. But, all I cared about was the number in front of me. Like, what's the number, right? Now looking, that is not the way you should do it because it's just like when you go to buy a car, it's not about the monthly payment. It's about, in the end, what is like the interest, like what's the total cost going to be. So, but I know that now, I grew up in a financially illiterate household. Okay. So I'm learning day by day. Dave Ramsey actually has helped me out a lot. They have to do a better job as far as what the market value of a nurse is, especially in Florida, because they can't afford to live here. The average person that graduates nursing school in their 20s, and at that time, especially if they have student loans, they're broke as hell. So how are they going to afford a almost $3,000 apartment, and a car payment? Or even if it's almost $2,000, they can't afford it. So I gave some suggestions like gas cards, because I actually was in a hiring event and someone asked me if they gave gas cards. I'm like, that's a great idea. But the point is that they listen. What I was surprised about, she's like, okay, what else do you got? She had me go through all my sticky notes. And it wasn't just me. Every single person that was there got to go through all their sticky notes. And it took I think the meeting was like 2 or 3 hours. But I was very impressed that they actually cared about what we're doing. And they were asking, questions about the flow of things. Like, in the ER, in order for me to get a room for a patient, I have to, as a charge nurse, have to put their information in the chat and then they'll look for a room. But why do I have to do that when they have a whole group of people? That's their job, to find them a room. So why am I said, I'm too busy. I'm busy. I'm running I'm doing charge, doing triage. I'm too busy. I might forget. So then guess what? The patient stays there longer. So if they had a program, why do we have to call anybody? Why can't they have a program, a computer program to say, okay, this patient's admitted, this patient's on this isolation, they need this. According to their orders, they need I don't know, they need to be on camera, whatever, depending on what flags they have. They can't be around certain genders. So, and then it just use AI to actually place this person, and it could just put a whole map of the whole facility. That would be awesome. And it, basically just book everything, book the patient's room for them. That would be great. That could be my gazillion-dollar idea. But you got to find a place that actually cares and wants to hear your ideas. So when I was at this meeting, and this girl was there, she was so sweet, and her name was Hannah, and she was a new nurse. And she's like, oh, I don't know what I could say because I'm new. Well, that's what they want. They want fresh eyes. You're the one that they're trying to attract, to work here. So she was a little nervous. But I said, you know what? You're doing great. This is not even your first year as a nurse, and you're already trying to give back and participate and want to be part of something bigger. So that is a great, that's what's so wonderful about nursing. You can go anywhere in the world. You could do so many things within. And she was talking about how she chose where we work because there's so much opportunity. And if you listen to all the leaders there, most of them have been there for 25 years. So that tells you something. It tells you that they're doing something right. After we were leaving, she was so sweet. We were walking out and she was like, oh my God, so many people have so much more experience than I do. Everybody there was at least there for at least 5 years. I think there's a couple people there for a year, but majority of the people there were there for a couple years. And I told her, you know what though? We all started where you are. We all started from zero. What's important is that you're here. You're here. You're showing great leadership by being here. We got the Goya Organics. I guess there's some big drama about Goya. Mommy told me not to buy Goya, but sorry. Goya Organics got me. All right, I met a nurse that had been a nurse for over 50 years. 50, and still at the bedside. Going to retire this week. And man, I sat down and talked to her for a little bit because the stuff that she saw, the things that she went through, I couldn't imagine. 50 years at the bedside. That is amazing. That is dedication. So wherever you are, it could be the beginning of your journey, the end, the middle. What's important is that you are doing your best. You love what you do and you remain kind. What I want as a nurse, I want a safe environment. That's what I want. I want to feel safe. I want to be able to be a nurse, to have the time to actually educate my patients, care for my patients, not just running, doing tasks. I want to be able to be a nurse, Sometimes I feel like they just pile more and more and more tasks on us, and it's more for a CYA situation, a cover your ass situation, because something might have happened in the past. So they're like, you know what, let's just do this. So then everybody has to suffer and do an extra assessment when we're already doing the assessment, already documenting that. To put the onions and the garlic in there. So going back to how I feel as a nurse, I do feel heard because I would want as a nurse. I want a safe environment for me, a safe environment for my patients. I would like education that actually I need, not just something because the state says I have to do it. Some fair pay. I remember in nursing school, our instructor saying, when you work as a nurse, you're not going to be rich, but you could eat steak every day. And for a girl that came home and sometimes the electricity was off and the only thing I ate sometimes was what the school gave me for lunch and breakfast, that's pretty good. So I'm very grateful for the amount I make. I'm very grateful that I only work 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts. It's perfect for my life. I tell patients I love it. They're like, oh, 12 hours is the one time. No, I'd rather do 3 12-hour shifts, get it out of the way and go to Puerto Rico and go different places. And for some people, they can work other jobs, but I am so grateful that I don't have to do that. When this whole deportation thing started, I was terrified. I remember my first patient that I had. I didn't even know if I was so nervous for him because one of the things that they ask at, during registration is, are you a citizen of the U.S.? That's something that they started doing, a couple years ago. And supposedly the patient does not have to answer it, but I was so scared for these patients because what's going to happen? The Border Patrol comes to our job. Like, what are we going to do? We're not supposed to do anything. No one's made it clear to me, and I feel really bad. I feel that's a lot of chili powder. Hopefully it's not spicy. No, it's good though. Nervous about how this world is there's a lot of hatred and a lot of anger and people are scared, and when that happens it causes health issues. I'm grateful for the life I have. I'm grateful for the health I have, and you just have to stay positive, so I hope that everybody's doing well. If you're not, reach out, man. DM me. We could chit chat. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to that knows, that's been there. Remember, treat people how you want to be treated. All right, I gotta focus on this chili because I'm starving. It smells good. All right, y'all have a good shift. Bye. He's making me a Bad Bunny shirt. I can't wait to take a picture of it in front of wherever I am. T-Mobile.